Hello everyone, welcome back to our webinar. And today's topic is all you need to know about open business in Tasmania and Queensland to apply for Visa 491. And I'm Erin from AGS Education and Migration. So our webinar series has been 4 episodes already. So we are very happy that we already address a lot of student concerns and support students get over this hard time. So we post a lot of supporting information and from school as well on our Facebook. So please go to our Facebook, AGS Education and Migration, to have more information. And also if you need help, any help, please contact us at Facebook, AGS Education and Migration. Thank you so much. So in the webinar today, I have here with me Mr. Derek from an agent migration. You must meet him a previous webinar, and he has over 7 years experience and expert on student visa, skill and employer sponsor, family stream, business visa, visitor visa, bridging ABC or AAT reviews, and also Miss Anne from AGS Education and Migration. She is Executive Director with over 14 years experience in education industry. And of course, we have new guest speaker today, Miss Chloe Lee, and she is business consultant and with 30 years in advertising and communications. And thank you so much for all our guest speaker to join us today, Miss Anne, Mr. Derek, and Miss Chloe.
Thank you.
So today I'm going to ask them questions about Visa 491 in regional areas. Who are eligible to apply for this visa and how to apply for Visa 491? And also very important today, they will answer all of your questions in this webinar. So now if you have any questions, want to ask our guest speaker, please write it down in the chat box and we will answer your question in the Q&A sessions. And at the end of this webinar, we will have free one-on-one consultation for 1 hour. So if you want to book one-on-one consultation with our guest speaker, please put your name, phone number, and email address, and we will book for you. Yeah, so great. I will start with Mr. Derek first. So hi, Derek, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. So can you please explain for us what is Visa 491 and what is business stream, business owner stream to apply for Visa 491?
Okay, the 491 is a new visa which was introduced in November 2019, last year. It is a regional visa where you can apply to the state for nomination under different types of streams, such as work stream or study stream, and the one we're going to be discussing today, which is the small business stream.
Great. A lot of students here also want to know about applying this stream. Can you share a bit about the requirement and everything about in Tasmania?
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to play this video, which comes from Migration Tasmania.
Yep.
Career in 2013. We started the supermarket business in Launceston, and then we moved to hotel industry. Tasmanian government nominated me for the business migrant visa. I had the enough financial backup. I was committed. Currently, we are planning to have another accommodation project, which will be finished in next 2.5 years. Then we are doing the residential developments as well. As a business migrant, I can always suggest that there is a strong economic growth and the business opportunities are there in Tasmania. Tourism industry, agricultural industry, fisheries industry, forestry industry. So there is a strong growth and a strong vote of confidence into the Tasmanian economy. What I have seen is last 3.5 years, it's a continuous growth. Now, when I tell my parents that I'm planning to do the business in Tasmania and therefore I have to move from Melbourne to Tasmania, and they always encourage me saying that business is one thing, but at the same time, if you can spend your time with your family, it is very important while you are doing the business. In Launceston or even in Hobart, I have a better family time. I can do my work-life balance. Me and my wife, Kavisha, recently we had a baby girl named Ziva. Currently, Kavisha's parents are here to do for the continuous support because they love Launceston. It gives me a better environment to raise my kids and do up the business as well. So I would encourage everyone to come to Tasmania at least once and experience why Tasmania is a better place to do the business.
Okay, so he obviously had a very big business. Okay, this stream doesn't require that. You can have a lot smaller business and still get nominated. The second thing is he spoke about family. I think that's intentional. The way Tasmania do their requirements, it does focus a bit on, having families, your partner's skills and stuff like that. It's not going to be bad if you're single, but they will ask those kinds of questions. Okay, so for the requirements, okay, the standard requirements, okay, is you need to be below 45. You need an occupation on the Department of Home Affairs skills list. Okay, not Tasmania's skills list, just immigration skill list. And you need a skills assessment in that occupation. Okay, you need competent English, which is 6 or 50 PTE, and you need 65 points. And that is including the 15 points you can get for state nomination. So points is actually quite easy to get. Okay, now the next thing is the category requirements. Okay, so Tasmania has 5 different categories, such as work and study stream. Small business stream is category 5. And those requirements are that you need to have established and operated a business in Tasmania and run it for 6 months. And you need to be the sole owner of it. Okay, so you can't, there's no partnerships allowed, no franchises. Okay, you need to own the business. Now, they're going to assess whether you are highly likely to earn at least $53,900 for 3 years in the next 5 years. Okay, so they're not assessing how much you've already made. They're going to assess how much you are likely to make in the future, which is good for some people who don't have that much time to, set up and run the business before applying for nomination. Okay. Now, how they assess, what's your likelihood is going to be your business plan. Okay, so they want a comprehensive business plan, which shows a lot of research and planning to show that, this business is going to be profitable and you will be able to earn the required 53,900. Okay, because that is going to be one of the requirements to apply for permanent visa later. Okay, so that's why they want to know that. And this figure of 54,000, that is your personal income. It's not, your turnover. Okay, so you're going to have to deduct all your expenses for that. Okay, one thing they will also look at is your CV, pretty much. Okay, do you have business experience? Do you have employment experience or even study experience? Okay, so if, a lot of our clients, they have great qualifications and, good work experience, but they don't have that much business experience because, this is a very new visa. We want to choose a business that, is similar to, your study history and your work history. Maybe, study a bit more course, like a short business course or marketing course, possibly look at ways to extend your visa so you can have time to build your business and make your nomination application stronger. Okay, there are excluded businesses. Okay, things like service stations, petrol stations, massage clinics, taxi and Uber related businesses. Those will not be accepted. Okay, anything other than that is generally fine.
Awesome.
Okay, and then the last thing, okay, it's overlapping there, but these are competitively assessed requirements. Okay, so even if you meet all the requirements, your nomination is not guaranteed to be approved. Your application will be compared against the other applicants and the strongest ones will be approved. Okay, so some things that Tasmania will focus on is all the states will look at your commitment. Okay, so how long have you been living in Tasmania? How long have you been living in other states? If you've been living in Sydney for 8 years and you come to Tasmania for 6 months, okay, that's going to raise questions with commitment. Okay. How much have you invested in your business? Was it a large investment? Did you sign a lease? Okay. If you've signed, you know, like a 5-year commercial lease, that's a 5-year contractual obligation. So, you know, they will also look at your family. Okay. Did your children study there? Is your wife working there? Things like that. The demand of the particular skills or expertise. Okay, so the business that you want to create, is it in demand in Australia? Is there a need for it? Okay, now what is in demand, you know, in Tasmania? Okay, so one thing to look at is the Tasmanian skills list. Okay, because they actually research what's needed in Tasmania. Okay, but just keep in mind that the Tasmanian skills list is for workers. Okay, so there's all the businesses, but they don't have enough workers in their business. Okay, but business nomination, you're creating a business, and to assess business need and worker need is not exactly the same thing. Okay, so it's gonna more come down, I think, to the business plan, how well you've identified a need for your business in Tasmania. Skills and background of family members. Now, it actually says this in the Tasmanian website, okay? And I'll refer back to the video. You know, they talk about family, okay? So I think Tasmania, they're going to look at, you know, if you've got a husband or a wife, you know, do they have skills? Do they have skills in need? How good is their English? Okay, and another thing is your points and how good your English is, okay? If you know, 85 points and 65 points is very different. Okay, and English, you know, the better your English is, the better you can work with other people, make friends, mix in, you know, build relationships. So English, having strong English really helps your nomination with most visa applications. So that is the basic outline of what Tasmanian state nomination requires.
Awesome, great. Derek, can you also please share us about the requirement to apply visa 491, the small business owner in Queensland as well?
Certainly. Okay, so Queensland, okay, so there's a lot of requirements are the same, but there are some key differences, and that's going to see, then you're going to see what the focus is for Queensland. Okay, and so age is the same. Occupation and skills assessment is the same. And again, you're not looking at the Queensland skills list, you're just looking at the immigration skills list. So there's more available. Okay. And you know, the Queensland list, sometimes they say you need 70 points here, or you need strong English and 5 years experience. They're not looking at that because this is a business stream. Okay. So you need just the competent English, 6. Okay. And 65 points, okay, and forget that, forget this part, okay. Now, the category requirements, okay, the business must be in regional Queensland, okay, in opposed to Tasmania, the business can be anywhere in Tasmania, but in Queensland, it must be in regional Queensland. The regional area was expanded last year. So it now includes the Gold Coast, and it also includes some other suburbs which are pretty close to Brisbane. There's one suburb, I can't remember the name. It's only 30 minutes drive from Brisbane. Okay, so it's not as far as it used to be. Okay, they're going to look at your experience and qualifications closely. Okay, you need full-time work rights. And the reason for that is if you go down to this requirement, you need to be trading for 6 months. Okay, so you need a visa that gives you full work rights, and you need to open up and work in the business full time for at least 6 months. Okay, so if you're on a student visa, or if you're on a dependent on, you know, your partner's visa, for most visas, you won't be able to do that. Okay, now, in Queensland, you can't start up your own business from scratch. You need to purchase an existing business, and you need to invest at least $100,000 in that business. Okay, same as Tasmania, you need 100% ownership, no partnerships, no sharing with family or friends. Okay, and you need to employ at least one Australian citizen or permanent resident for at least 20 hours per week, and it cannot be a subcontractor or a family member. Okay, so that shows what Queensland are looking for. Okay, they are looking for cash investment. Okay, they're trying to bring cash into the economy and jobs. Okay, by employing one Australian, whereas Tasmania is looking more about like families and your individual skills and like planning and research into the business. Okay, so I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, yeah, so Tasmania will also look at your commitment. All states look at that. Okay. When they're assessing your business, they will look at whether you create jobs in Queensland. Okay, and the amount of your investment. Yeah, like I just said. Okay, now these other things, you know, the need of the business in Queensland, skills and the background of your family members, points in English, they will also be important, but I think they are not as important as they are in Tasmania. I think they're more looking at the capital investment and the jobs that you create.
So that's all the information about Tasmania and Queensland, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So thank you, Derek. So now I will go to the business consultant section with Miss Anne and Miss Chloe. So hi, Miss Anne and Miss Chloe. Please share us about your screen and also share us how to become business owner and step by step to do it, and another relevant information you can share.
Hi everyone, this is Anne. Nice to meet you everyone today on Saturday. I believe some in different states as well. We are here in Sydney and area in Hobart. And on our, as you know, like to apply for this 491 visa business stream, it not only come to what the requirement from the state, the nomination, it's also how you can file a right business and open and run it effectively. So today, join in with us, we have Miss Chloe Lee. She one of the business consultant for more than 13 years. And you can see her profile present in here. She had 13 years in advertising communication and also a CEO and startup founder of her own business, IC branding consulting firm, and Saigon Brands Instant Healthy Plan, based F&B. She playing key roles in the Vietnamese startup ecosystem as a head of marketing communication of Startup Vietnam Foundation, a director of marketing and public relations of innovation capital management. Passionate about mentoring and coaching of a lot of Vietnamese startup and SMEs. She was also a very good business mindset, and she will share with us how you can looking for a good business and can start and run your business from what you are planning for. So Chloe, you like?
Hi.
Yeah, yes, so Chloe here, she will start to share with you a bit more about how you can search for a business and then to purchase a small business to meet the visa requirements.
Thank you, Chị An, for a very nice introduction. I missed my history on set. So, well, actually, I've been in Sydney for almost a year. This is my third visit here, and I decided to base in Sydney to continue improving in business, because I also would like to open a business in Tasmania and Queensland also. So it's been a very nice journey. And thank you for inviting me for the webinar today. So I think let's move to the next slide. Open a business, or you can say how to become a business owner. There are two ways to become a business owner. You can start your own business like we normally do if we have enough money, we have enough knowledge, and background is good enough to hunt the business by yourself, then you can start the business from scratch. But like there is said that in Queensland you cannot do that, right? We only do in Tasmania. Or the very quick way, and I think that is smarter way, is buying an assistant business. If you have enough qualification or you have enough deep analysis, then you obviously can buy a very potential business. While other people, they sell the business, it's just because they do not have enough time to manage. And nowadays, you know, like in 4.0 industry, so everyone is hungry on digital, and so the other business person, they're not catching up enough on the digital, so they would like to find something else, so they sell their own business. If we can upgrade the current business that we buy from the owner onto the digital platform, and it's going to be a very hot potential in the upcoming years. Back to the buying an assistant business, there's quite pro and cons, but let's look at the pro first. It's already established business, so you don't have to spend a lot of money on investment, building everything from scratch, like looking for a good locations or looking for what kind of business I want to open right now. Then you have to hire a lot of human resource, a lot of stuff, and then you're dealing with a lot of contract from the beginner, which is, if you do not have enough passion and skills and knowledge, then it might lock you down for a little bit, because the business in a very first step, it takes like at least 6 months for a stable thing coming up. But for the cons, if you buy an assistant business, you have to look that if that kind of business has outstanding contracts, or the history, it has a poor history in terms of the sales, in terms of legal information, something like that. So you have to look into that very carefully. So it may take a little bit time. If you can do it by yourself, or you have to have, you know, someone senior in business consulting, someone senior in legal or in tax, some you know, senior like that, then they can be a part of your team to deep down to analyze that business before we making an offer with the seller. Like I said, you buying or starting up your own business, the very first thing you have to do is you have to do your own research, and you have to understand that what you are really interested in, not just like, okay, now I have a lot of money, I have a little bit time, and I want to run a business, but I don't know where to go. First thing, start with what you are really interested in. For example, someone is really interested in food and drink, food and beverage, or someone is really interested in takeaway, instant shop. Then from there, we can find out that what kind of business we want, and in terms of our scale, budget scale and time management scale, or the skill scale, and we decided which business we want to involve. So there's a few steps to have a successful business for your own. I'm saying about we buy an assistant business. So the first thing you have to check if you are business ready. For example, like, you know, someone's born with the business mindset, someone's really want to buy and want to sell something, want to do tractions in business. So that kind of person is a business ready. So they have skill, a little bit skill, like the background you have to show with the government that you have strong background in business history. You have time, and also you have, you know, supporting family that can help you to manage the business is also the first one. And also you have start and operation management skill set. This thing asks quite a lot, but it's quite easy if someone is born with the business mindset. The second thing is identify the right business. So you have to take, like I said, you have to take time to consider your interest and background experience. For example, if my background is about healthy and nutrition, that absolutely I will look for the business that have the same common with my history, that is more convincible than and more controlling in terms of management. So there's a few questions, a few hints that help you to identify the right business. The first one is, does the business have the potential to be successful? A lot of successful points that your business needs to be success, like is that the good location for you? Is that you know, when you look at when you come to visit that store, you will have the gut feeling to say that if the working guest is that your potential customer, you want to serve them or not. The second question, that what value can you bring to the business? If an assistant business, their monthly income is normal like that, and then you will have your points of view in order to improve more values to consumers. That could be a good point that you can identify the right business for you, that make it more easily to be successful. And the third one, is this in a good location? Like I said, you know, if you open an business in a food and beverage, the location is a very, very strategic point that would be decided you're gonna be a winner or you're gonna be a loser. The final question will be, do you want a business that is established with a customer base, which means that you every working guest, you have to find a way to store their database, because you know selling to one person, which is different kind of products, means that dig down the current customer is cheaper than finding new customer every day. So that means that the customer database, how to store the customer database, is also one of the successful thing that you have to consider about. Moving to the next one, you have to do your own research. So there's a lot of hints that help you to do your own research. The very first question you have to ask yourself is, why business for self? Is that a business too cold, or is that a business, you know, like open in the wrong location, something like that, or any behind the scene legal information that we haven't had a chance to know that yet? Or are there any risks associated with that business? Of course, what kind of industry does the business operate in? So there's a lot of behind the scene story that you have to analyze it very carefully. And also, does the business have the competitive advantage? To me, competitive advantage is easily to fix out. If you can put your mind, your skill and your background, your experience onto the existing business, then you can make it stronger competitive and advantage, open other competitors. Also, if the business open for a long time, then they basically have the current loyal customer, but the number could be easily increased or not. It depends on the next one, then the next stage of that business that you, if you buy it, what would you do? What does your market want and what are they buying means that competitor analysis. Yeah, more or less. Next slide, please. So the number 4 step is value the business. It's basically like what I just shared. You you value the business in terms of finance and assets in order to make the right offer, or you have to value the legal information or the business plan if the older owner got it or not, and the procedure like the working, the operation, the daily operation management, and the credibility. If that open for a long time, it could be have a good credibility for the guests coming into your store. And the staff and supplier, if they are dealing with the long-term supplier, or how many staff they are currently have right now, it could be a point that you can factor it into the account in order to value that the business, that how much you're gonna buy it. And then after all the research and the value of the business, then you can conduct the due diligence. This point you cannot do by yourself. You can have another professional agent, another professional company that can do the due diligence for you. And the final one, after 5 steps coming from yourself to another third party to do the valuable to the business, then you can make a right offer that both of you, you are the seller, and then you are the buyer, and the seller, they are both happy with that offer. If you spend much time to answer these, to follow these 6 steps, then normally you can put everything into what we call the business model canvas, in order to have the deeper analysis for your business. So it's quite academic, but it's not too scary. It's just put everything in a very clear frame, like who are your customer, and what is your product value proposition to make your business stand out from the other competitors, and what is the cost stream, like how do you make money and how you want to charge your customer, and that's it. So we just put it in a frame like that. It's quite scary, but it's not too scary. So you can do it by your own, or if someone wanna have an hour on going to how to do the business model canvas, I can help on that answer. Okay, next slide. So by the end of the day, before starting up every business, you have to do your own business plan. And when I first started my business, I did not know how to do a business plan. Everything is just image, like just in my mind, and I do it in an Excel file, which was quite unprofessional. But now I know that there's a lot of websites, there's a lot of tools and techniques that can help you to do a very pro business plan, as long as you just put the right answers following the questions that they are questioning you. And then when you click submit, then you have your own business plan that all the facts and figures that you key in from the beginning. So why do we have to have a business plan? Because it can help you to prioritize things. There's a lot of things we want to do when we started a business. So the business plan is to prioritize what comes first and what comes in a later stage when the business is getting much stronger and much older. Business plans also gives you the control over your business. You have to change your business plan like every 3 months. I think every quarter if possible, because things changing very fast. Customer behavior is changing very fast, so you have to review, update your business plan every quarter in order to catch up the market very quick. And this also, the business plan is vital to help you get finance, of course, because it's got the cost controlling in every business plan. So whenever you create one scenario, then the fact and figures will become in that scenario, so you can foresee the scenario in advance. So I attack some website that nowadays I still use that technique to do my business plan whenever I have any good idea. One of the famous one is the leaf plan. www.leafplan.com is a business plan, or even pitch. If I'm not sure if anyone have ever pitched your business in front of a lot of investors or not. So they also have a pitch format that very clear and very condensed to show what is best in front of the investors. And also there's a very good website from Australian government that they show you very detailed how to do the business plan. Yeah, I think that's it, right, Tian? So any questions so far, or if Tian or anyone want to input, then feel free.
Before we go into the Q&A, and everyone can see on the screen now, let's see one of the important parts students want to know, besides of the money we put in for their business, and what are the fees may involve in that. So here is a service package from our education and migration agency. As you say, like involved in this visa, not only about the visa service, it also you need other service as well, like business advice, and also how to when you come into search, deal, and purchase a business. So as you can see, we because this one is more for students, especially students in Australia at the moment. So our fee we considering to make very special fee to help students to be able to go into the visa service. The first one is the service for to advise students. We call business advice. We will charge per hour. As you know, like depend on the business as well. Some big business may take a longer time to up and run. So depend on that, you will work it out and how much hour you need from us. The employee and also our team of business will be with you to advise, give you best advice, yeah, on your business. The business advice fee is $110 per hour, and the business project will be a lot of things to deal in that. So it will be depend as well. We work it out with you the exact fee, yeah, according to your business. And you see on the orange tables that is on the fee for the visa 491. Because this one will take you at least 6 months or longer, yeah, from the build up until you up and run, and then you meet the requirement of the stage. So we have our migration agent, lawyer, will be with you as well to provide ongoing visa service, yeah. So the fee is $180, and skill assessment, you need that for this visa. And come to the nomination to get the approval, you need to have a statement of commitment as well. And the visa, then once you get the approval for the visa nomination, you will apply for the 491. The 491 fee will be for the main applicant and also the family members. So that is all of that, and include service fee of 10%. And other fee for you to be aware upfront, that is the state nomination fee. That will be different according to the state. They may change, and then the different fee, they may change the fee from different times. So from now, it's around $200 to $300 per state nomination. And the visa fee to pay to the Department of Immigration for the main applicant, for the family member, and everyone need to do the police check, Australian police checks, and health check as well. So that is all the fee for you to get an idea, yeah. But of course, keep in mind when you open the business, you need to have the money to invest into your business, and also other fee as well, paying for your accounting, for your lawyer, and other third party or real estate agency or other third party as well. So for anyone join our event today, we do give you some a bit more special for the fee. So our special for you to consider and to search a bit about this visa. If that's suitable, then everyone will get a bonus to sign up for our service. Yet so within 14 days from the until now until the 10th of March, 14 days, we give you a bit more special offer. The offer is once you use our business advice service, Chloe and the business advice team will offer you 1 month free of the digital marketing package when business goes launching. The value of this one is 3,000 or even more. And the visa service, you will get 10% discount as well from the visa service I just mentioned above. So that is the special offer for our students, especially for those spending your time to attend with us today within 14 days. So that is all about our presentation today. And here our team, AGS Education and Migration and Lawyer. We are here with our knowledge and experience. We will assist you going through all the time you running the business until the visa application. So if you have any question, just ask us here today, or you can email us for more inquiry in the future.
Awesome. Thank you, Miss Anne, and thank you, Miss Chloe, as well, for very useful information. So now I think we should go to the Q&A session, because we already received a lot of questions from students already and waiting for us to answer. So let's go for the first question. The first question is from Tara. Tara wants to ask about what is the minimum investment for business in Tasmania?
Tasmania have not set a minimum investment amount. Therefore, you can do a startup business. Could be very low. What they are looking at is how much you are likely to earn in the future.
Great. So the next one will be Mumu from Mumu. Just want to know about 53,900 amount for 3 years in the next 5 years in this slide.
So if you've set up a business, okay, they want to know that you are going to be able to pay yourself 53,900. Okay, the reason for that is because after your 491 is granted, in 3 years you can apply for the 191, which is a permanent visa. And they haven't released all the requirements for that yet, but they said one of the requirements is that you must earn at least 53,900 for at least 3 years. And that's regardless of which stream you apply for. Okay, so if you're setting up a business, you need to be able to pay yourself a salary of 53,900.
So 53,900 is for per years, right? In
per
3
year.
years.
Yep, that's right. So you might have a bad year where you make a bit less than that, but you just need to do it for 3 years in 5 years, which is how long your 491 will be granted for.
Awesome. The next one is from Tanya. So, hi, I'm on visa 485 visa. So please let me know what are the requirements for the business visa. I missed some of the information.
Okay. I don't know what you missed and what you didn't get. Tanya, where are you living right now?
She in Vic.
Okay, so you're in Vic. Okay, so yeah, well, you very briefly, you got to choose. There's only 2 states which allow small business stream: Tasmania or Queensland. Okay, yeah. So if you can't purchase a business, you're looking at Tasmania. And I can let you know the requirements. Just leave us an email, and I can go through the requirements with you.
Awesome. So next one from Taranat. Very interesting questions. Business or studies, which is better to get visa 491?
That depends on your circumstances. What you've studied, is that on the skills list? How good your English is, how easy it is for you to find a job. Okay, if you've got those things, then you might be looking at study stream. But if you don't have those, but you have some business experience, you have some cash to start up a business, then you might be looking at business stream. It depends on your circumstances.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you, Derek. And the next one from To Kim Vo. Do I have to present in business plan to start government to grant visa 491?
To Tas?
Yeah. Business plan.
Yes, you must give a business plan. And Tasmania, they give some guidelines on what they're looking for. Okay, they want to see that you've done your market research. Okay, you've addressed the need for it, and you've assessed your competitors. But like any business plan, they said it needs to be comprehensive. So you need to address all the issues that a normal business plan would have.
Yep. And this one, I think for Miss Anne's, because the student, they just have the idea about the business. So about the business plan, maybe they don't know much about the business plan. And can we help them to, or guide them how to write the business plan or kind of that?
Yeah, for sure. As present on today, we have 1 hour free consultation. That's how we give you more information and some main important how like to open the look for a business and prepare for your business plan. One of that as well. So just like around 1 hour, we will give you the important knowledge about that, including the business plan as well.
Thank you, Miss Anne. The next one, we still have a lot of questions to go. So this one, I go back with Derek. Can I apply for visa 491 about opening business in Tasmania or Queensland while I'm waiting for AAT for 187 visa? Is that okay to apply?
AAT for 187 visa. Okay. So you can get your nomination approved, okay? But if it does get approved, you need to go offshore to make the application. Keep in mind that if you don't have full work rights, then you can't do it in Queensland because they require full work rights. But Tasmania, you don't need full work rights. So yes, you can if you have full work rights.
Awesome.
In Queensland, sorry. Yeah.
One question, not really relevant about the opening business, but relevant to visa 491 from Asay. So overall, all information regarding visa 491, does an application should require job offer letter to qualify for visa 491?
Yes. Is that Tasmania stream or any stream?
Yeah, Tasmania stream.
Yep. So, okay. So like I said, there's 5 different categories. So I think if you're offshore, there's a category 3B, which is job offer. You need a job offer. For onshore, there's a work stream. Yes, you need to be working continuously for the last 6 months, and you need a job offer as well.
Awesome. And this one, he asked how many points required to eligible for visa 491 visa, and is it I think you mentioned before like 65 points at least. Just want to add more more information about this question. So is it the 65 point is already include the point that government give to the applicant?
Yeah, so if you've got 50 points, okay, a 491 approval automatically gives you an extra 15 points. So that will be 65. Okay, so all you need is 50 points plus 15 for the state nomination. Okay, but keep it, like I said, it's a competitively assessed visa. Okay, so it's better if you can get more than the minimum.
Awesome. Next one, which business can apply for visa 491?
Okay, so in Queensland, they say any business as long as you own it fully and as long as you invest you invest at least 100,000. Okay, in Tasmania they say any business except for taxis, Ubers, massage clinics, petrol stations, Yeah, and no franchises in Tasmania. Anything else is on the list.
Yeah, I see. Very new question for Mumu again.
As myself, another one, cleaning business on sole traders.
Can you read that question and also answer that question as well?
Okay, so after coming here, I bought 2 taxis from 13 Cab. My husband set up another one cleaning business on as a sole trader, and we declared our tax and GST based on our businesses, based on our business as well. We are business minded. Supermarket idea will be a best investment for Tasmania. Supermarket is acceptable. Yes. Okay. If you can see that video, that gentleman got nominated based on a supermarket. Okay. So it is a good idea. I don't know if it's the best idea. With the current businesses, look, cleaning business, it's acceptable. You can do it if you can do a good business plan and you can establish there's a need for it. Taxi, no. But yeah, supermarket, if you can set up a supermarket, yeah, I think it's a good idea.
The next question is about the overseas category. Is it hard during this time to apply for Visa 491 on overseas stream?
Yes, it is because of the virus. There's travel restrictions. People aren't allowed to fly into the country. Okay, in Tasmania, they changed the requirement. They said only high demand occupations are eligible, such as nurses and some doctors. So yes, overseas is very hard now.
Awesome. Yeah, so I think for now is we quite almost all the questions that students sent to us. And Miss Anne and Miss Clary, do you want to ask anything, any information for students understand more about the this business, small business owner stream?
Yeah, I think we come to the end of the event. Just Chloe to give some more advice for students on a business for someone considering open small business.
Can I just say something? I just want to touch on what the old requirement was. Okay, because before you had to do it through a business visa, which is a 132 visa or a 188 visa, and these are the requirements. You need $800,000 in assets held for 2 years, and a business which turned over $500,000 for the last 2 years. Okay, and for 132 it's 1.5 million and 3 million. So if you compare these streams to the business visas, it is a lot more possible and doable. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, so Miss Chloe, can you share us the one?
I think the information is quite a lot today because the students need to observe a lot of information. So basically, whatever business you want to buy in, it should be eligible for the visa application. So you have to look for from that point in order to find the right business. And if anyone needs help on the business plan, I am happy to share after the webinar if anyone needs help on the business plan. So yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Miss Chloe. And one last question I will give for our very special speaker, and for sure very important for anyone want to open business in Tasmania or Queensland. One last question for Mr. William Zhu, a tax service. Hi, Mr. William.
Hello, Erin. Yep. Hello, everyone.
Yeah, one last question for you before we wrap up this webinar. So, when open business, do you have any advice for a new owner, like they want to open business about tax?
Yep. Okay. Thank you for your question. When you want to open your own business, you need to know about your rights and your obligations to the ATO. Like you need to consider between you want to establish your company, or you just do as a sole trader. This is the first thing. The second thing, when you run the business and you are expected your annual income, if it's from 75,000 and above, So you must register the GST, and you need to whenever you register the GST, and you need to lodge the BAS, the business activity statement, quarterly. And besides that, if you reroute the staff, or you pay wages to yourself at the staff of your business, and you need to do the single touch payroll, you need to lodge weekly or fortnightly or monthly, whenever you make the wages payment to your bank account from the company from the business account to your personal account, you need to lodge the single touch payroll. And another thing is the superannuation. If you pay wage for yourself, or you pay wages for the staff with the amount from $450 gross per month and above, you have to pay the superannuation to the staff. So every quarter you have to do the superannuation contribution to every staff. Yeah. And every year, at the end of the financial year, and you have to do if you run the company, you have to lodge the company tax return. Or if you do as a sole trader, you need to lodge your individual tax return with the business activities in your tax return as well. Yep, and that is something I need you to consider to do when you run your own business.
Thank you, Mr. William.
Yeah.
And I think now is the last question also, like wrap up for our webinar. One last thing, Ms. Anne, AGS Executive Director, do you want to say something before we end this webinar?
No, I think we all present all the main information about the visa and also about small business. So yeah, and probably you just send everyone our contact. So in case everyone need to ask more questions in later on. And we have office in Sydney and Hobart. So we'll help you then. And if anyone in this area, you can make an appointment to see us in person. Then we can discuss more in depth about this visa as well.
Awesome, thank you, Ms. Anne. And just want to repeat above, like we have free one-on-one consultation with our guest speaker. So if you want to book it now, you can put your phone number and email in the chat box at Zoom right now, or you can text us on Facebook, AGS Education and Migration. So I hope we already clarified and addressed you the concern about Visa 491 Small Business Owner Stream. So if you have any further question, please contact us at Facebook, AGS Education and Migration, or call us at hotline 0430-334-299. And for now, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you, Mr. Derek, Miss Anne, Miss Chloe, and William as well so much for joining us for today. And yeah, thank you so much, and see you next week. And bye-bye.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Have a good Saturday.
Bye-bye.
Bye.